This is an interesting question because a lot of students who did this started thinking about cosine and sine rules because they couldn't see the right angle in this big triangle here. But what you've got is you've got a question 3. You don't get sine and cosine rule on question 3. Okay, it's an easy question, so therefore it must be something like normal trigonometry or Pythagoras. And in fact, it's a Pythagoras question because we take this triangle here, we can find the QS side. All right, and once you found the QS side, then you can find the PQ side. So it's a two-stage problem. So we need to work this out. So if we call this x, we know that x squared plus 10 squared. Now I would suggest you always write it out like this because lots of students wrote 14 squared plus 10 squared as what x squared is. And we can see quite clearly, if you take 10 squared away from both sides, that is not the correct answer when you add these two together. So x squared equals, that's 196 minus 100. Probably should know that 14 squared is 196. So x squared equals 196. Not 196, 96. 100 away from 196 is 96. Now, I'm not going to bother to square root that because I'm going to need 5 squared plus x squared equals this side squared. So let's call that y. So y squared equals x squared plus 5 squared. So y squared equals 96 plus 25. And we can see that y squared equals 121. And so that gives us y is equal to 11. Now, a lot of people worked out this on their calculator. So if you put this into your calculator, you've got 96. Actually, I want to square root it first. Square root of 96. And they got 9.79. Then they rounded it to something like 9.8. Now, if you use 9.8 squared here, look what happens. 9.8 squared, and then add it to 5 squared, which is 25. We get this answer. And if you square root that answer, we don't get the right answer. Okay, so do be careful. Don't ever round until you get to the end of a question.